That's sadness. You're actually going to do that. Sick and wrong. Sick and wrong. I have no idea what that was about. It was just weirdness. Yeah. Nice teeth, right?
I know.
Okay. At this time, we will have a couple of people to give some comments to us there. We'll start with Colleen, and she'll be followed by Preston's father, Matt, and then Adam Shiflett will give us some comments and go to that point.
I just want to tell you, I was informed this morning that I was going to do this. But I was going to tell you a few things about Preston. Some of the things you may not know about him. And some of you may have heard some of these things too. But anyway, when he was a baby, he always wanted to be held all the time. Out of all of our kids, he was the one that wanted to be held. You couldn't even sit him on the floor. Because he wouldn't sit on the floor. He wouldn't be on the floor. He had to be held, you know. And I know it was me or his dad that had to hold him. And that's what it always was. And then he started walking, and he was starting to get around and doing things. And so I took him to the doctor this one day, and to a physical or something. He was about 1.5 years. And the doctor asked me, he said, "What is his personality?" And I said, "Well, when he was a baby, we had to constantly hold him. You couldn't even put him on the floor. He just wanted to be held constantly." And at this point, when we were at the doctor's office, he was walking around the room, playing with things and jabbering and stuff. And the doctor says, "Well, he's a character now." So that, then he got to be about 3 years old, and that was about the time Conley was born. And Conley had some problems. He had to wear oxygen and stuff, and he had a hard time breathing sometimes, so I would turn on the shower and push him in the bathroom and shut the door so he could get a lot of moisture and stuff in his lungs and that. And Preston was so concerned. He was first starting preschool. He was 3 years old. And he says, "I can't go to preschool." He says, "You need to take my backpack back to the backpack store. I'm going to stay home with my brother and take care of him." It's funny now, though, because Conley bugs everybody, and when he bugs Preston and tries to swat at him and stuff, and Preston wants to kick him. I'm going to talk a little bit about Wesley and Preston. Wesley lives across the street from us ever since they were 3 years old. And when they were 3 years old, they used to fight all the time. I think that's all they ever did was fight, Wesley and Preston. But then they got in grade school, and they got a little bit older, and they didn't fight anymore, and they were the best of friends, and they just got along really good, and they've been good friends ever since, right? Say the right thing. I was going to tell you a little bit about school. In school, he's always done really well. He's quite a scatterbrained kid. I don't know if you noticed just today. But he's done really well in school. He always did his schoolwork and did his homework, and it was really important for him to always get good grades in school. And I didn't even have to get on his case or sit on him or get mad. He did everything. He just did it on his own. He always got the good grades that he needed to get, and he was always good that way. And we're really proud of him for that. And let's see. He enjoys soccer. He played competition soccer, and then he's also played basketball, and he was on the basketball team in his sophomore year at school. And he's also, he's got some awards bowling. Here's some of his awards and some of these things up here. So he likes to go do bowling. He also got an award because he played chess in school. And he got an award playing chess. And lately, the thing they're doing is they're running marathons. And so he's got some awards running marathons. I think that's what these things are for, is running marathons. And they did a relay marathon a month or two ago. Yeah. And it was his dad and Justin and Andrew and Preston and James, his stepbrother James. And they did the relay, and they got 4th place out of 60 teams in that relay. And he's always been a happy kid, and I know anybody that you've known him probably know that he's always been happy. And he was just telling me the other day that he loves everyone, and he doesn't hate anyone, he loves everybody.
With that last comment that Colleen just said, I wish I could play back his phone recorder. A couple years ago in high school, he basically said, get along with everybody and stop using the F word. And words alike, everybody. And I think he's changed it since then, but there's a lot of good memories about Preston. He's always been I don't remember him getting in a lot of trouble. He hasn't been in a lot of fights. As I think of scouting and all the things that you've done in scouting to lead to this day for your Eagle, to be prepared is very important, but it's just like baptism. Scouting doesn't end here. What you've learned in scouting doesn't end here. Remember that motto, be prepared. Do a good turn daily. Remember you've got choices to make every day. You've got preparation you've had the Aaronic priesthood, now you can become an elder in a church. You've got mission preparation, you have marriage preparation. There's a lot of, again, choices. And that's all scouting was, is choices of merit badges to earn things, life skills. But life skills doesn't stop with what we do in work, in repairing people's homes. We have to constantly learn we have to learn new skills to please customers and earn a living. I'm thankful for the opportunity I've had to raise children. There's still more, and Preston's right in the middle. And if I was to say anything else, I would just say, just remember your prayers, what you've learned from scouting, and I'm thankful for the opportunity to be your dad.
By the way, is this good side?
Yeah.
That works. That works.
You're
You knew
good.
it was going to be a producer. So me and my wife always kind of joke. We can't figure out what the Chadwicks have been putting in the water for the past few years, but they raise really great kids. And so, what's the recipe? Is there like some kind of recipe? But it's really been an honor for me to actually work with 3 Chadwicks. Sorry, you missed me. That was awesome. Trust me. But it's always been a privilege to work with the Chadwicks. They've been some great kids. When I first moved into the ward, Preston was 12, and I actually got called in the young men's and started working with them. And him and Wesley, that's funny to hear about them fighting at the beginning because they were always stuck together. In fact, it got to the point, to save time, we just called them